Our first speaker will be, drop-in speaker will be Liz Colvin, and she is here for Vikki Goodwin. Liz.
Hello everyone, I am a surrogate for Texas House Representative Vikki Goodwin. I met Vikki in 2022 while she was giving an update on a drowning prevention bill she authored. The bill later passed in 2023. As a drowning survivor, I later went on to write an article about Cotty's Act in the Texas Parks and Wildlife magazine. Vikki is now running for Lieutenant Governor to replace Dan Patrick.
Yeah.
Her primary focus as Lieutenant Governor is education, water, fair housing, and access to medical care for all Texans. I am asking you to join me as a poll greeter here in Lago Vista and Jonestown for the primary election on March 3rd. We will wear her t-shirts, hoe signs to support her campaign in a designated area 100 feet from the entrance. We will be passing that around. Please put your size of your t-shirt, if you're interested, right near your name. The 3 locations will be the Lutheran Church, Lago Vista Public Library, and Jonestown Community Center. The times are 7 to 9 a.m., 9 to 11, 11 to 1. Those are the best times that we have reviewed to get the most numbers. Also, I will deliver the shirts if anyone decides to go ahead and become a poll greeter, okay? Vikki did send me some notes. She wanted to make sure I shared these with you. She wanted to make sure that we were aware of what's going on this week. She's been traveling all over the country, all over the state. Dan Patrick sent $1 million to Turning Point USA with the goal of putting a right-wing chapter as far as Turning Point in every high school. That happened. Recently, Texas opened applications for school vouchers, pulling resources away from public schools. And she believes it is a clear message also to get ICE out of Texas. This is the type of Lieutenant Governor we want. Thank you, and please sign up.
Our next speaker is Rick. Come on up and introduce yourself.
Thank you. Hello everybody, I'm Rick Astray, Caneda, running for Travis County Commissioner in Precinct 2. Really excited to be out here because this is a place that's near to my heart because I grew up in Miami on the edge of the Everglades, 90 minutes from our county seat, where here in Texas we have coyotes and, well, coyotes to worry about. I had to worry about papayas and alligator snapping turtles. So, similar place to home makes me think about it. Why am I running? Well, I think that too many people don't know who their county commissioner is. People don't hear from their county commissioner, and that means we don't really have representative government. I did a PhD in disasters. A lot of what I studied was how you prevent disasters by engaging people and addressing social vulnerability. The only way you build an equitable, resilient government for people is by bubbling up ideas from the people, by working with people, by knowing their needs, their concerns, and their fears. And I spent 12 years doing that with state and local governments all over the country, where I went and worked with the front lines of governments all over America and state and local governments to help build social service systems like child welfare programs and contact centers for human services. So what are some of my priorities if you were to elect me as your commissioner? Well, one is healthcare. I lead a health charity, the Friends of the David Powell Clinic. We work directly with community care, central health, and integral care to provide for people living with HIV and AIDS who are served by the public health system. We're an all-volunteer charity. I already know how to work with the health system, and I see a deep equity problem in the public health system. 25% of African Americans are diagnosed with a cardiac problem. That's higher than any other group. There are deep inequities to address, and we have a plan that we're starting on called Islands of Care that this health system's using. I would want to see our population engaged with the health system even more to make sure that we implement that plan and reduce those inequities. Another one I'll tell you about, I know I'm going to run short on time in a second, is disasters. We lost 10 people to floods recently. I have a PhD in actually disaster risk reduction, and I would be seeing us engage more with the people of Travis County to build the disaster risk reduction plan that we need. So thank you so much, Rick Astray Caneda for Travis County Commissioner Precinct 2.
Next speaker is Caitlin Rourk.
Hi, I'm Jordan. I'm Caitlin's field director, so I'm not Caitlin. She is at 3 different events in East Texas tonight because I think, as you all know, this district is in ridiculous shape. But it's nice to be here in particular because you all are staying in Congressional District 10. I think I've probably knocked 1,000 doors in Austin at this point, and a lot of people don't know that they are now in Congressional District 10. So my first ask for you all is to talk to your friends in Austin and remind them to look up their congressional district before they go vote in early voting next week. So I'm going to talk about 3 things. Why Caitlin? Why is Congressional District 10 competitive this year? And what can you do to help us? Why Caitlin? And I've only known her a few months as I've started volunteering for this campaign and they've gotten overly involved. But she's very pragmatic without sacrificing her principles. She's able to take issues like getting ICE out of Texas and talk to people who wouldn't necessarily inherently resonate with that perspective and bring them to the table. And I think that's something that's really necessary in a big, extremely diverse district like 10. She also has a unique mix of experience. Her background's in communications and public relations, but she did that for Dell and has a little bit of tech experience, and then she served as an intelligence officer in the Army National Guard for 10 years. Lastly, she's an incredibly hard worker. Like I said, she's bouncing around 3 different counties in East Texas tonight and managed to stop in College Station and knock 100 doors on the way. So we've been doing that every day for at least the past 2 months now, and we're going to keep doing that until November. Secondly, why is 10 competitive this year? It's an open seat. You all know this, but Representative McCall has outrun every other Republican in the district by about 5 points when we dig in and look at the precinct level data. So we think there's an opportunity there. Secondly, we think they might have overdone it with the gerrymandering. Downtown Austin is in this district. It comes in and takes a big part close to campus. And third, lastly, there are some real fractions among the Republicans. The front runner is going to be Elon Musk's lawyer. There are 9 other candidates who hate him, and they're not going to stop hating him once the primary is over. So we're thinking about how to use that in the general election. Thank you all for your consideration. And we're glad you're there.
Our next candidate is Mariel Kelley. Come on up, Mariel.
Hi y'all, my name is Mariel Kelley. I am running for Travis County Justice of the Peace Precinct 2. I am a former public school teacher. I taught high school social studies for 5 years before going to law school, and I am running to bring accountability back to this court. My opponent has a slew of visiting judges coming through, and in a recent Chronicle interview acknowledged that he only decided about 10% of the cases that came through this court in 2024. So that means unelected judges are deciding about 90% of the cases, and these are really important matters. We're talking about eviction, truancy, Class C traffic and non-traffic offenses, small claims, although that's really anything under $20,000, and then debt collection. So these are really important cases. This is kind of the people's court. And I believe my experience as a public school teacher, a high school teacher especially, gives me a unique perspective in handling the truancy cases that come through this court. I think we all kind of realize that truancy is often just a symptom of something bigger going on at home. And so I really want to work with community partners to provide resources to hopefully address the underlying issue that is resulting in the truancy, especially creating Travis County's first teen court program, which is a data-driven, nationally recognized model for lowering recidivism rates for those low-level nonviolent offenses like tobacco, vaping, minor in possession, minor in consumption. We are currently being outspent like 2 to 1. So my biggest task of you is I have some push cards in the back. If you have friends, if you have neighbors that are in the precinct, it's the biggest geographic precinct, so getting around everywhere has been really hard. It goes all the way from Pflugerville to out here down to Steiner Ranch. My neighborhood, which is across Mopac from the Domain, so it's a huge district. But I've got signs in the back, and I would be honored to have your support. And if you are willing to have a sign in your yard to just help spread the word and get my name out, I would really greatly appreciate it. And I'll be sticking around for social hour and happy to answer any questions. Thank you so much.